Hello, everybody. Anthony Aniano here from Rotoballer Radio and Rotoballer.com to take a look at the Week 6 waiver wire at the running back position. As always, full disclosure, recording this Sunday evening before the Sunday night games, before the Monday night games, so a few things can obviously change between now and then. Using Yahoo roster percentages, trying to keep it at or below 50% rostership for the players we talk about here on this show. And remember now, Week 6 bye weeks. Detroit Lions, Houston Texans, Vegas Raiders, and Tennessee Titans. No Derrick Henry. No Josh Jacobs. No Dameon Pierce. No Jamal Williams. No DeAndre Swift. Although the good news, DeAndre Swift should return to the lineup for the Lions in Week 7. We had injury concerns. James Conner dealing with a rib. Nyheim Hines leaves with a concussion Thursday night. We still don't know Jonathan Taylor's situation heading into Week 6 with the ankle. Damian Harris suffering a hamstring injury. And Rashad Penny, the biggest injury news of the week, the broken tibia. Who knows how long he'll be out. It could be a season-ending injury. So that leads us to the waiver wire and at number 5, Rachaad White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In a week with depleted running backs due to injury and bye, Rachaad White now combining for about 22 fantasy points. Over the last 2 weeks, he finished Week 5 with 7.2 fantasy points. 5 carries for 14 yards. Was targeted 4 times in the passing game. 3 receptions for 28. Good matchup next week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You saw what Buffalo did to that defense. He's only 34% rostered. He should be on more teams than that, just based on the fact that he should be on every team that Leonard Fournette is on. If he's available and you're desperate, Rachaad White sits at number 5. At number 4, Mike Boone of the Denver Broncos. We mentioned him last week. We mentioned him again. He played second fiddle a little bit to Melvin Gordon, but nonetheless was involved enough to make the list this week. 36% rostered, 7 carries for 38 yards, caught 3 passes on 3 targets, 447 yards. So he finished with a total of 85 yards in the game on Thursday night against Indianapolis. 11.5 fantasy points. The Broncos and their struggling offense goes against the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 6. Now, at the top of the list are the injury concerns. At number 3, if you lost Jonathan Taylor, and now you lost Nyheim Hines, and we don't know what Jonathan Taylor's status is going to be, Deion Jackson of the Indianapolis Colts is next in line. Get him on your team. Even if Jonathan Taylor plays, protect yourself there. Okay, and if at the last minute you can add him, and then obviously drop him if Jonathan Taylor is good to go. But as of now, we don't know that about JT. Deion Jackson is 1% rostered. He ran 13 times for 62 yards Thursday night against the Broncos. Was targeted 4 times, caught all 4 of them for 29 yards, 13.1 fantasy points. And I want to use a running back, whether it's Deion Jackson or obviously Jonathan Taylor, next week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, watching Dameon Pierce run up and down on that defense. At number 2, Eno Benjamin of the Arizona Cardinals. James Conner left with a rib injury. His status still to be determined next week. But the Cardinals go against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Can run on that defense. And Eno Benjamin is 9% rostered. 8 carries for 25 yards and a touchdown late in the game after Conner left. He also had 3 receptions on 4 targets for 28 yards. 14.3 fantasy points, even though Conner played for more than half the game. Eno Benjamin is a terrific replacement for James Conner next week if he were to be out. And the number 1 ad, and by far the number 1 ad, and a push your fab in on the table type of ad. If you've been saving your money, this is who you've been saving it for. But Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks is only 42% rostered. That should come close to 100% by the time waivers run this week. If you already have him, kudos to you. He will go into your lineup next week, will Kenneth Walker. After Rashad Penny, goes down with the broken leg, Kenneth Walker goes 8 for 88, busts a long touchdown run, 14.8 fantasy points, and he's in your lineup. Right now, he immediately cracks the top 24 running backs for Week 6 next week against the Arizona Cardinals. Missing the list this week, I didn't mention Tevin Coleman. Nice game. I'm not trusting it next week. I'm not investing any fab on that. It's still Jeff Wilson's job. Jeff Wilson had a monster game. Okay. Raheem Mostert people said, what are you, crazy? Raheem Mostert had a big game, but he's now over 70% rostered. If he's available, add him, but he's not available in many formats. So, to recap, the top 5 running backs to add for Week 6 of your fantasy season. At number 5, Rachaad White. Number 4, Mike Boone. At number 3, Deion Jackson of the Indianapolis Colts. Number 2, Eno Benjamin. And by far, the number 1 ad of the week, Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks. Give me a follow on Twitter at @AnianoFantasy. Make sure you stay right here on Rotoballer's YouTube channel and check out all the great waiver wire content. Head over to rotoballer.com. Sign up for the premium package right now using the promotional code ACES and save 10% at discount. Hopefully you won in Week 5. Good luck in Week 6, and we'll see you next time right here on Rotoballer Radio.